Hello, everybody. I have a cold, so excuse me if I'm not sounding my best right now, but I wanted to give you a quick forecast because in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, we have 2 rounds of winter weather on the way, including some ice, and that's a big concern for us. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, guys, first up, let's talk about the winter weather advisory, and this includes the Nashville Metro, it includes Clarksville, includes Southern Kentucky, Bowling Green, you're in this. However, out west, and this does include Memphis. I know you can't see it on the map, but western counties, Carroll, Decatur, Benton, you folks are under an ice storm warning, and that actually goes through Wednesday. So basically, we're gearing up for 2 rounds of wintry precipitation, mainly freezing rain. Could see some snowflakes and sleet in the mix, but the freezing rain is the big issue. We're looking at 2 rounds, and ice accumulations are going to be higher the further west you head. So if you were planning on going to Memphis, that might be an issue. Let's take a quick look at the models. So this is HRRR, and this is starting, well, this morning at 7 a.m. So let's move forward a little bit. There we go, 5 o'clock. Notice 6, 7, 8 starting to approach us. Now, Nashville, you're not going to see this until probably late tonight, early tomorrow morning. You start out with rain, but that purple there is freezing rain, and that's the big concern. Notice it's really going to be impacting areas west and north of the Nashville Metro. But, we're going to get a piece here too. And just a degree or two difference in our temperatures could make a big difference for this area, Nashville. And the reason I'm mentioning Nashville is it's such a big metro that, think about traffic. So tomorrow morning, if there's a difference in our temps, and it all turns over into freezing rain, that could be a really terrible commute, and it can cause accidents. Slick roadways, you just need a little glaze of ice to, have people really in trouble. We don't want to see accidents, but they are possible. So tomorrow morning, I would check those TDOT maps before you head out the door, especially in Nashville, but especially in Clarksville. If I was in Clarksville or a little further out west into Carroll County, or trying to head to Memphis, I would make different plans because there might be too much ice on the roads for you to travel comfortably. Same thing, too, in Bowling Green. So that's round number 1. And that goes through tomorrow morning. Round number 2 is Tuesday night, really afternoon, night. So tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, into Wednesday morning. So this is 7 o'clock, and you can see it's really active. I think this is going to be the stronger of the 2 rounds, or at least the most prolific ice producer. And you see that the freezing rain just continues into the nighttime, into that Wednesday morning. And you'll see a little bit of blue here and there. You might see a few snowflakes, a little bit of sleet, but I think freezing rain is the biggest concern with this. So those are the 2 rounds. And, we've got the advisories in place. You'll likely see these extended into Wednesday. You might see that ice storm warning shift a little bit to the east, depending on what it looks like tomorrow and what the models are showing. But let me just reiterate the timeline. Tonight into tomorrow morning, if you're in these purple areas, you need to be alert. And then we get the second round tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. Ice amount. So this is through Tuesday. And this is what the National Weather Service is showing, 1/10 of an inch for some folks, maybe a little more out west. And then a lot of us are looking at a few hundredths. And that will cause some travel trouble, but usually it's 1/10 of an inch and above where you really start to see some bigger impacts. Now, I don't think that this is going to be a major, historic ice storm for us by any means, but it can cause some travel trouble, especially during commute times when there's a lot of folks on the road. Also, once you start getting more than 1/10, 2/10 of an inch of ice, that's when you start to see power lines coming down. And today's power lines are reinforced really, I think, to go up to about 2/10, 1/4 of an inch of ice or more. It's going to depend on the wind and how much ice manages to accumulate on power lines, but you also have to remember that trees can fall down pretty easy when you have that heavy ice on them. It's heavy, so power lines and trees are usually kind of the big concerns. So this is through Tuesday afternoon. So this is ice totals using what we call the national blend of models. This right here is where Nashville is, just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea, because this doesn't show city names. But basically what we're looking at is, 1/10 of an inch or more to the north and west, and then a little glazing through Nashville. Now, the second round, which moves through, would produce a little bit more possibly, but I don't think it's going to be, a giant, big, powerful ice storm that knocks everything out for weeks. However, we could end up with some intermittent power outages and some slick conditions on the roads. And that's my big concern, especially since a lot of this will be happening, during those morning rush hours when you don't want to have ice on the road. So please check those TDOT conditions before you head out the door, and just make sure that you're staying weather aware. And once again, if you're in the purple here, anywhere from Lafayette, Clarksville, Waverly, West, especially West, where, if you're in that dark purple, you can easily see 2/10 or more of ice. These areas, you just need to be watching things carefully, tonight into tomorrow morning, and then again tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. That's the 2 rounds that we're expecting. So thank you for joining in. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update, and please stay safe out there. Check road conditions before you head out the door, and just take it easy. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week.